All right. Just a Fan podcast. Our first one in 3 million years, I'm pretty sure. We did not cover the Hooker Poirier fight, but it was legendary, so that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. But we have.
He has a year.
Yeah. Would you say? I mean, you said it was Wei Lee versus Joanna still.
Yeah, I got to go
I mean,
Whaley and Joanna.
That fight's just stupid.
Yeah.
But we probably, on our hands on Saturday, probably have the best card in recent memory. I mean, off the top, I can't think of a card more stacked than this. 3 title fights. A banging women's fight in the strawweight division. Paige Van Zandt, who's, hot.
Well, Amanda Reed.
Amanda Ribas,
She's a problem. Wait.
She's a problem. The prelims are ridiculous. The prelims alone, I think, with Volkan Ozdemir against that Ryzen champ, that could be a fight night.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be a great fight night, but it could be a fight night, that prelim.
There's been worse fight night main events.
Yeah, let's just put it that way. There's been worse fight night events. In the preliminary card, what fight stands out to you the most, would you say?
I'd have to go Dos Santos, and this is the easiest one. Dos Santos, Alessio Dos Santos versus Muslim Salikov. I mean,
yeah,
that has everything. Both of them are very exciting, diverse striking, a lot of kicks, knockout power for each of them. Kind of everything you want in a good prelim fight. You know, that's one that you want on ESPN to let maybe people who aren't as much of MMA fans get to see just an exciting fight.
Have you looked into who Volkan Ozdemir has been booked against? I mean, have you seen anything on what's his name, Yuri Prochazka?
No, I believe he did beat King Mo, which I think at this point in Mo's career is not the most impressive, of course, but you know,
it is an intriguing matchup, though. I mean, anybody who's new in the light heavyweight division and who can bring some sort of an excitement. I mean, please revitalize that weight division because it's disgusting right now.
Absolutely.
Amir Khani, always fun.
Amir Khani. And the guy he's fighting, too, is kind of like him.
Danny
where
Henry.
They're pretty good everywhere. I think he has five finishes with TKO and 5 submission finishes. So diverse, little good everywhere. That should be a good matchup.
Leonardo Santos, he's been out of the game for a while, but I mean,
I think he has one fight in 2019,
level.
And then before that, he had a fight in 2016. He TKO'd Kevin Lee, matter of fact, in 2016.
He is high level. All the analysts are so big on him, so that's also a huge fight. I mean, the UFC...
The guy that he's fighting is Roman Bogota. He's a kickboxer, I believe.
I'm all for it, man. I mean, it's just juicy from top to bottom.
He has a 10-0 record. Bogota does.
Tibera is on the early prelims. I mean, he's not great, but it's early prelims, so I'm not mad at it. Let's go to the main card now.
The early prelims do leave to be desired, but they are early prelims.
Early prelims. I mean, we're lucky to be even getting them. There's like 30 fights on this freaking card, dude.
If that's your problem with the card, the early prelims, then you got there's bigger problems out there.
Exactly. Okay, now on to the juiciest main card I've ever seen. It starts off with Amanda Ribas versus Paige Van Zandt. Paige Van Zandt, I have a feeling this could possibly be her last fight in the UFC, and I would not be surprised.
I can definitely see that.
Like she said, she can get more money elsewhere. Until the UFC figures out this pay problem, why are you smiling?
Yeah.
Why are you smiling?
No, you said elsewhere. I thought you were going to go somewhere.
Well, if you're saying Pornhub, I'm all for it.
Well, I was thinking more OnlyFans, which we have seen a few MMA fighters go to recently. I thought that's where you're going to go. But that's even further. Jeez. I'm saying minor leagues. You're trying to put in the majors? I was trying to put her in double A ball.
That one's gonna come to bite me in the ass 10 years later when we're on ESPN. Josh Bongers said women's MMA should be in Pornhub. Okay, so Amanda Ribas versus Paige Van Zandt. Yeah, I hope Paige can turn around. What's hilarious is I didn't know that her and Rose Namajunas have similar records. Paige Van Zandt being 8-4 and Rose being 9-4, but they're such different.
I would say when Rose beat her a few years ago, that was kind of what started her ascension to the title. I think she choked her out at a fight night the week that Conor McGregor beat Aldo. I think she was like the main event of one of those fight nights, and
yeah, I mean
that went a long way in making what Rose is today.
I'm all for it. All right, Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas.
What's your prediction in that?
My prediction is Ribas decision.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow. I think Ribas actually gets the finish.
Could happen, but Paige is pretty resilient. I mean, she can.
Yeah.
She can take a beating. So I do think it's going to be a unanimous decision. I think
Ribas will submit her.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Andrade versus Namajunas, the rematch of the notorious neck slam. I mean, in the first fight, everybody saw it. Rose was piecing her up 90% of the time. I mean, she was quicker. Her timing was picture perfect. But Andrade always poses a problem on the feet because she has those huge haymakers, So that's why this fight's still intriguing. I'm not 100% confident on Rose getting the dub, but I'm pretty confident that.
Yeah, I'm not 100% either. I think that her problems could be if Andrade is able to just get her up against the fence and kind of grind her. This is only a 3-round fight.
Yeah,
I think a 5-round fight with these two would definitely favor Rose, but I will still say Rose will get it done. Split decision, 9-28, just very close.
Oh, you think it's gonna be split? I'm saying if it is Rose that fought her the first time, I do believe she's going to get a unanimous decision. Maybe a couple 10-8s in there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because she looked untouchable. She looked. It looked like Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin for a little bit. I mean, she was just tagging 3 shots, and then Andrade would throw a looping right hand. So, if it is Rose that we know, I do believe she'll whoop her ass. But like you said, Andrade could hold her up against the fence, make it an ugly fight. If it's an ugly fight, Andrade is winning this fight.
Yeah. I'm expecting a little bit of both.
But I'm really hoping Rose wins so we can see her and Wei Lee, because that is
juicy.
Yeah.
That might be number 2 for me behind Amanda Nunes and Cyborg fight. As far as the women's divisions goes, I do feel like that fight is towards the top.
Can you tell my mom? Mom, I'm doing a podcast. Jesus. So Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo in bantamweight division.
Yeah.
Title fight, the first of 3. This is a hard one for me because Jose in the bantamweight division has looked good. It's just how long could he be at this weight without being drained? That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
But I do say Peter Yan outclasses him. Probably gets a TKO because he's just on a different level, and he's got youth on his side. Even though Jose Aldo is relatively young at 33.
He's 33 only.
Yeah, but
I would have believed you if you said 39.
That's what I'm saying.
He feels like a cool 39.
If you said 85, I mean, I wouldn't slap you in the face.
So, yeah, he's definitely 40 at least in fight years.
In MMA years, yeah, he's 102. But him and Peter Yan, it'll be an interesting test for Peter Yan because I don't think he's fought anybody this explosive on the feet.
No.
And if Jose Aldo could throw the leg kicks that he hasn't been throwing lately, he can give Peter Yan some interesting looks.
Yeah.
So that fight's good. Who do you got in that fight?
I feel like this, Peter Yan, he's definitely the favorite, as he should be. That's That's the correct decision there on the odds makers. But I'm going to say, Peter Yan hasn't fought anybody as big. Obviously, this is a 145. We're coming down to 135. I don't think Jose Aldo's weight cut is that much of an issue, especially because he's not cutting weight. He just kind of lost weight and then cuts the rest. But a lot of guys are trying to just cut like large amounts of weight. Where I think that he does a lot of his during the camp. He's not at a high weight before then. Doesn't have to cut 20 pounds in a week or anything like that. I think he just got really smart about this bantamweight cut.
Exactly.
I also think that his boxing has been so good recently that to me will be the big difference for him. If he's able to, keep him at range with his jab, he has a 3-inch reach advantage, and do some work like you were saying with the leg kicks. I think that we can see an interesting fight.
Yeah. If he mixes up with the leg kicks, I can see Jose Aldo winning. But he's just I question if he's gonna do it or not, and I don't know why he doesn't.
I also wonder the hand speed and pressure that Peter Yan is able to put on people. How long Jose Aldo would be able to weather that?
Oh yeah.
My hope is that Aldo gets it done, but I expect Peter Yan to get a later, maybe 4th, possibly 5th round TKO finish of Aldo.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Okay, co-main, Volkanovski, Max Holloway, the rematch. Max Holloway, he didn't look bad in the first fight, but Volkanovski's pressure and leg kicks seemed to be the thing that really made the difference in that fight. And Max not training, like physically, with other people, allegedly, could be detrimental in this fight.
Yeah, I agree. I was holding out hope for him in this coming into the rematch.
Oh, before I knew before I knew he Zoom trained, I thought Max Holloway was going to win this fight.
My son had a Zoom Taekwondo training the other day. That's what Max Holloway's been doing for a UFC championship fight in Abu Dhabi. I can't even believe that. I don't know how, and it's against a guy who, I mean, he didn't look bad, but he definitely didn't look good.
Yeah. DC was talking to Ariel, and he said when he was talking to Max Holloway about it, and he brought up the training over Zoom, Max Holloway's camp was laughing. So he thinks there's something up. He thinks.
I hope so. Max Holloway's a top.
I do believe. Yeah, I do believe he is underselling what he's been doing.
I do hope so. Yeah.
If that's the case, I mean, Volkanovski says he doesn't believe it. And I think that's the right mindset for him to have.
Oh, you're going in thinking you're facing the best Max Holloway, and Max
I
made a jump.
You should, but I mean, it'd be surprising if it didn't affect Volkanovski a little bit. I think Volkanovski, a little part of him is like, okay, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be juicy. I'm gonna TKO him. I'm gonna get him, and I think Max is gonna make this a tougher fight than he thinks. I think it still goes to decision. I think Volkanovski gets it done, but I think Max is gonna steal 2 rounds.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be a lot better in this fight.
Yeah,
that's just me. That's hoping that the Zoom thing is a lie. If it's true, Volkanovski will TKO him in the 3rd. I think if this Zoom shit is for real.
Yeah,
but it's a juicy fight though.
My heart says Holloway. My money would go on Volkanovski at the end.
My house was on the line.
He just looks so good in his last fight. Yeah, I know. I heard Luke Thomas the other day say he's the best striker in the UFC. That's a little rich for my blood, but he's very good.
He's top 5.
Yeah.
I don't 5 probably because of IQ.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree that he's the best, but clearly
his power doesn't knock me off my feet.
No.
His speed isn't blazing, but his technique, his footwork, his IQ, that's next level. So
yeah, the one thing that like I kind of expected when the first Holloway fight is that he might fade a little bit because I felt like he faded a bit against Chad Mendes, and that did not happen at all. He was able to keep the pressure on. He wasn't obviously, he didn't look as fresh in the first round as he did in the 5th, but who does? At the end of the day, I think he's going to be a problem and if he can beat Max Holloway again, I don't know if there's anything in the division. Maybe, and we were talking about this yesterday. Maybe the Korean Zombie. Other than that, I don't see Yair. I don't see
Zabit.
Zabit giving this guy problems. I don't think Brian Ortega. Ortega has a bit of a wild card because he can finish you from
Yeah.
anywhere at any time.
I think the Zabit
But
fight could be interesting because of the length and the
I just think
unpredictable.
he gets so damn tired, though.
He
You know,
gets tired. That's true.
was it Calvin Cater who
I mean,
looked to have?
I mean, it's a good fight though. It's an
definitely.
intriguing fight. But yeah, Korean Zombie on paper, top to bottom, poses the biggest threat to him because he doesn't.
Yeah,
Korean Zombie doesn't get tired.
No.
His
Boxing
fight IQ is ridiculous.
Yeah, his boxing is very
boxing
good.
is ridiculous. His grappling ridiculous. His jiu-jitsu
He's
ridiculous.
fought leg kicks like this before against the
yeah.
primed Jose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Has Korean Zombie been attached to any fights? No, huh?
no, I know Brian Ortega keeps calling him out, saying sign the contract, but I think in the part of Korea he's in right now, it's a little more strict, as far as like and stuff like that.
And
so
also Ortega, I mean, you don't want that fight. I don't think he wants that fight, man.
Well, no.
I don't think you want that smoke, dude. Honestly.
I
That's a fight you do not want. All right, moving on to, I mean,
Gilbert Burns and
nope, a lot better than that. Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. And why do people keep calling him George? I mean, that's
the rightful welterweight title belt. Not that Gilbert Burns isn't deserving, but this is the rightful championship. Yeah.
You beating the shit out of Tyron Woodley should not warrant you leapfrogging like multiple people to be the number one contender. I mean, Tyron Woodley has not shown us to have any type. He's a shell of his former self.
Yeah.
You know, that win still means a lot. The way he did it means a lot. But no, you're not at this point. You're not better than Jorge Masvidal. Your resume the past year is not better than Jorge Masvidal's.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So this fight is the fight to make. Things that worry me: Jorge Masvidal having to lose 20 pounds in a week scares me.
Yeah.
Jorge Masvidal losing 2 of his coaches to COVID scares me. Main coaches.
I think he said he had like a bite of pizza with Max Holloway the other day.
Yeah.
So he's on a 155. We're going up to 170 now. So I think he should be okay.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see.
Big problem for Jorge. No Matt Brown.
Yeah. No Matt.
That's
Matt Brown.
That's the head.
That's
ATT.
That's the big one. That's the big one. But I'm sure he's talking to him over Zoom or whatever. So.
Yeah. It's like his insight during the fight will definitely be missed.
Yeah, but
luckily, he's gonna. This Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, I mean,
49th profile.
That's the thing. Yeah,
been there, done that.
He could be a head coach himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if it was a younger fighter, it would be an even bigger, detrimental thing. But I do believe it won't be that. It won't be fight changing. Like if he loses this fight, he would have lost this fight with a full training camp, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
This is.
Well, luckily, he actually paid for a training camp.
Yeah, exactly. So he's been training. It like Dustin Poirier was saying. This is not a man coming off the couch. This motherfucker's been training. He was in Poirier's camp for the Hooker fight, the entire camp. He had who's that wrestler, that he brought in?
Bo Nichols.
Bo Nichols, yeah, who's high level.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coming in ready for this fight, and I think he's going to have a couple tricks up his sleeve. Is it going to be enough to beat Kamaru Usman? I'm not sure. I mean, similar to the Volkanovski Holloway fight, if I had to put my house on the line, I'm going Kamaru Usman because he's a safer pick.
Yeah.
I can see him. He has to spam takedowns to smother Jorge and to not let him get started. Because if Jorge gets started, if you let him get comfortable like Nate did, where he's shifting and he's feinting and he's, throwing jabs out there, it's over. Fight's over.
Yeah.
But if you're continuously diving at his legs, putting him against the fence, similar to Damian Maia, always in his face, you'll win the fight. But if he
Yeah.
thinks that he's gonna break Jorge's will, he's got another thing coming. If he thinks that he's gonna get Jorge gassed, you got another thing coming. Like Kamaru, you better be ready for a fight. If you think, because sometimes, man, Kamaru, he says stuff, and I hope he doesn't think it.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't truly believe.
Yeah.
Because Jorge can't be broken.
His only path to victory is 25 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
I don't think you can submit him, and
if Damian Maia can't submit him, hey, you ain't submitting him.
He also hasn't shown the aggressiveness while he has an opponent on the floor.
Even if he wobbled Jorge, he doesn't have the shark instinct, to go for the kill.
Because he had Woodley on that line teetering,
until Colby Covington was basically a skeleton. He
broke his jaw.
Yeah, he broke exactly, and he could have finished that fight.
And Covington didn't quit either. The referee.
Yeah, exactly, and he could have finished that fight in no time. So it's just like, that's the kind of thing. Those are the kind of things that make me think like, man, unless he makes this an extremely boring fight. I don't know, man. This fight.
Yeah, to me, his best case scenario for Usman is making it look like Alexander Volkov and Curtis Blades from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just a sloppy, ugly wrestling match kind of deal.
Was that against him down? Was that against Gustafsson?
Back to the floor. Huh?
Was that Blades Gustafsson?
No, Volkov. Alexander Volkov. The Russian guy. Yeah, Volkov, 6'7" guy. Yeah, like just
said Gustafsson,
constantly
I was like,
spamming take.
He fought.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Constantly spamming takedowns.
Exactly.
Put him against the fence. Like if he tries to strike, and I know he's been training with Trevor Whitman and Justin Gaethje.
I believe he will try to strike for a little bit, for
a couple of months with those guys. It doesn't get you to Jorge Masvidal's level of boxing and striking.
No.
Plain and simple.
No. And I think Jorge's smart enough to know that Usman, there's a possibility that he will not try his stand-up, but he's got to know, like, he's going to be a little bold. He'll stay in the pocket for a little bit, I think. And that could be the difference. All it takes is a small mess-up. All it takes is a, what's his name that fought Luke Rockhold? Chris Weidman. All it takes is one little stupid spin kick, some stupid decision. Rose Namajunas, trying to wrestle with Andrade, get slammed in the head. Yeah. It's one small mistake that could be the difference in the fight. So, final pick. Who you got in this fight?
My dream is Masvidal wins this, and then Conor wakes up out of his Twitter slumber to call him out. Well, I know that's not like.
I hope Jorge calls him out to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as champion though, it would make it feel smaller for him to call, to call Conor out. But yeah, I want that fight. I know that's not like an MMA, a real fan's dream.
Something that we're not talking about is, I mean, how shitty would it be if Kamaru Usman had the BMF belt, man? That sucks.
I'm sorry. If you want the belt, if you want the BMF belt, you got to finish him. Sorry.
Yeah. If you hold him down for 5 rounds,
you have to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't come with not that that's not impressive.
Yeah.
Not that that's not impressive. You got your title belt. You have the BMF belt though. If you don't.
Yeah, you're the best in the division, but you ain't the BMF.
Yeah, exactly. But if my prediction though is that Usman unfortunately gets this 5-round decision. I think Masvidal will have his moments. He's not going to look bad for 25 minutes. There's no way.
Yeah.
But
I do believe Jorge Masvidal will have an opportunity to finish the fight. I think he's going to have Usman hurt at some point during the fight. It's just a matter of can he put him away, because it's not going to be easy. I do believe Jorge Masvidal will get a TKO stoppage.
I'll just say this. I know you haven't been great betting recently.
Yeah.
This is a huge line. And if you really believe that, you got to put money on it, man. It's like, I think he's at plus 400.
No, he's not.
Yes. He's the biggest underdog on the card. I think Paige Van Zandt was, but after this fight got made, he became the biggest underdog on the card.
See, don't tell me that, man.
I,
Because my pockets are looking at me right now, just like, don't even fucking think about it, dude.
I'm just saying, if you really believe
to worry about.
you got to look at my bookie right now.
Jesus. Well, yeah, I think it's going to be in the third round, possibly fourth, but I do think third round TKO. I think Usman is going to wrestle hump him in one of those first 2 rounds, and Jorge's going to realize, like, if I don't completely go at him batshit crazy, you know, I could be in for a long night, and I think he's going to sprint. And similar to the it could be similar to the Till one. I don't think Usman's going to get flatlined that bad. If that happens, I mean, we're running around the neighborhood screaming. But I think he hurts him that way, where he sprints in and gets the finish. So that's what we think. Fight Island. Can't wait. We'll be back for after the fight, breaking it down, what we saw.
I think we might be back tomorrow also talking about Patrick Mahomes and the little bit of money he made this week. You know,
it's a tad.
Just a smidge.
Just for a little amount of time too. He'll just be on the Chiefs for a little bit amount of time. Yeah, I'm down with that. So we'll be back. All right.